You ever have one of those problems that just sticks? You wrestle with it, you try to force a solution, but it feels like it just gets bigger and more complicated. It's so frustrating, right? Well, what if the real way to solve it isn't to fight harder, but to do the exact opposite? Okay, let's dive into a really different way of thinking from the writer Vadim Zeland. So let's start with this core concept Zeland calls the thought boomerang. It's a really simple but powerful idea about the energy of our own minds. And honestly, it's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. I mean, think about what this is really saying. All that mental energy you throw at a problem, the worry, the frustration, the anxiety, that same energy comes flying right back at you. It's what keeps the problem stuck firmly in your reality. You throw negativity out, you get negativity back. It becomes this perfect, frustrating loop. So this brings us to the big question. When you're caught in that loop and a problem just will not budge, what's your go-to move? For most of us, it's to double down, right? To push harder, to declare war on the whole thing. But as we're about to see, that very instinct might be the thing that's holding you back. Yeah, that instinct to just fight harder, it leads us straight into what we can call the trap of overcoming. This is the huge paradox where all our efforts to conquer a problem actually end up feeding it, making it stronger and even more resilient. And this just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got the way we usually do things: fight, struggle, apply more force. It feels productive, doesn't it? But then on the other side, you have Zaland's totally counterintuitive method: release, detach, and just let go. That first path feels like you're doing something, but boy, does it have a hidden cost. And here it is. This is that hidden cost. Zealand's whole point is that by constantly radiating the negative energy of the problem, all that stress and anger and fear, you're basically polluting your own reality. You're not just fighting an obstacle, you're creating a world where more obstacles are almost guaranteed to show up. Okay, so if fighting doesn't work, what does? We've finally arrived at the absolute core of this whole thing, the one idea that changes everything: reduce its importance. Now, let's be super clear about what importance means here. It's not that the problem isn't real. Of course it is. It's all about the excess energy, the over-the-top significance our minds give it. When we make something monumentally important, we create what Zeland calls an excess potential. It's like a disturbance in the force, you could say. And here's the mantra you've got to take away from this. Instead of trying to smash through the wall, your real job is to simply decide that the wall isn't as big and solid as you thought. You just mentally downgrade its significance. But why on earth would this even work? It sounds like wishful thinking, right? Well, it's not. There's a mechanism behind it, which Zeland describes as the universe's natural tendency to find balance. And this quote reveals the secret. When you create that excess potential by making a problem too important, the universe supposedly sends out balancing forces to neutralize your energy. And the irony is, these forces often show up as more problems and complications. By reducing the importance, you stop creating that disturbance in the first place. The balancing forces back off, and the path forward just clears up. So here's that negative cycle laid out step by step. First, we decide a problem is huge. Second, that intense focus creates an imbalance that nature just has to correct. And third, the correction process itself is what generates the headwinds that make solving the original problem so darn difficult. We are, for real, creating our own struggle. All right, this is where all the theory gets practical. How do you actually do this? How do you just reduce importance? The answer lies in something we can call the practice of emptiness. I know, that sounds a little mystical, but it's actually very practical. To become empty just means you intentionally refuse to give the problem any mental real estate. You stop feeding it your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. You consciously decide to be indifferent to the power it has over you. So here's how you can actually put this into practice. First, when the problem pops in your head, just gently push it away. Don't engage with it. Second, actively replace that thought. Deliberately fill that mental space with good news, positive feelings, or focus on some other opportunities. Look, this isn't about ignoring the problem. It's about refusing to let it dominate your energy. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Take a look at your life right now. Is there a stubborn issue, a lingering worry, a frustrating obstacle? Instead of asking yourself how to solve it, ask yourself this: how can I reduce its importance? The solution might just be way simpler than you think.